The gun like this, or grip the gun like this, or grip the gun like this, or grip the gun like that.
Damn.
It all works, right? It all works. So what I would rather talk about is, if I have a good grip, how will the gun behave? What are the goals of a good grip? In other words, don't say get high and tight. That's a technique thing.
Consistency.
What am I looking for in behavior of the gun? Yes, sir?
Consistency.
Consistency in what?
Resetting it to where it started.
Returning to okay, so let's create one big bucket we'll call recoil control. Everything recoil control related will go in that bucket. Yes, I want good recoil control, and grip certainly is a contributing factor to that. What else?
The gun returning to...
In recoil? Yeah. Recoil control. Okay. What else?
Predictability of results. If your grip is consistent.
What kind of results?
Downrange. Hit your
Like returning and recoil consistently? Yeah, for sure. What else? You know. Come on.
Me?
Yeah.
I've already fucking...
Damn, dude!
Why do you think I came back?
Okay. Yeah. So this is huge, right? This is huge. When we think about what we want from grip, to me, like, recoil control is the #1 thing we always think about, and certainly important, right? That's actually not where I start. To me, one of the biggest things that what my hands are doing on the gun contributes to is my ability to press the trigger really quickly without moving the gun, right? At speed. Do I have time to prep and then go press? I do not. So the ability to snatch that trigger to the rear really quickly and aggressively without moving the gun, super important. There's only 2 ways to miss a target. Shooting is really simple, it's just not easy. Only 2 ways to miss. If you miss a target, it's either because your dot was not acceptably on target and you sent it anyway. That'll do it, right? Or it was there and you move the gun and you press the trigger. That's it. If you don't do those 2 things, you will hit the target 100% of the time. Right? So this is a big deal. It's a big deal. So let's talk through this stuff. If the gun moves when I press the trigger, what's going on? What's the problem? What happened there? Say that again?
I gave it some type of input.
Input? Like how?
But it varies. I mean, whether it's the contraction of the strong hand or input from the support hand.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a big one, right? I mean, over the years, people have tried to throw all kind of explanations at this, like too much, too little finger. Don't really think that has anything to do with it. Again, if you tell me how much finger you should put on the trigger, I can show you a bunch of world champions who are a whole lot better than you that don't do that, right? So here's where I think 90% of it's coming. Here's a quick exercise you can do. If everyone kind of holds your hand out, kind of relax like so, I want you to put your trigger finger on your thumbnail like so, right? As if the face of your thumbnail is the face of your trigger. Resist with your thumb a little bit and just start pulling that trigger like you're shooting a bill drill, like nice and quick, right? Now pay attention to how much these fingers are moving while you do that. See those fingers flapping around while you're pressing the trigger? Okay, so if I'm gripping the trigger, and as I gripping the gun, and as I go to press the trigger, those other fingers are doing this. Every time I press the trigger, is that going to translate movement into the gun? For sure, right? So that's 90% of where our issues come from. Now the results we can see on target do all sorts of different things from that same problem. As an example, if I have full-size hands where my fingers kind of wrap around the gun a lot, and I grip with those 3 fingers, where's the gun probably going to go?
Down left.
Low left for a right-handed shooter, right? What if I have way smaller hands and my fingers fit the gun more like so, and now I'm doing the same thing?
Right.
Probably going to go right. What if the way my fingers are tied together, I'm not doing all 3 fingers, I'm like just going with the pinky when I press the trigger? Maybe going down. What if I do it with the middle finger? Maybe going up. So we can see the gun do all sorts of weird things by pulling the trigger with the whole hand, right? But that's the #1 culprit, okay? So what can we do with the grip to help mitigate that problem? Can we help you, sir? You good? Okay. What can we do with the grip to mitigate that problem? What's that? Okay, so firing hand tension, right? Modulating how much pressure we're putting into the gun with the firing hand. What helps most people is relaxing, for sure. You can try adding more as well. I mean, you can ask Ben Steger, like, hey, the gun's moving when I press the trigger, he should tell you to relax. You ask Mike Seekner the same question, he'll tell you to grip harder. Right? Everyone's different. I've seen both things help people. By and large, relaxing the firing hand is a good idea. Most people find that if I'm really gripping the gun hard with that firing hand, it kind of locks the hand up as one unit. There's a lot of tension there, and now it's really difficult to move that finger by itself, which can help which can kind of contribute to that whole hand moving when I press the trigger. So as we start doing these first initial exercises, experiment with firing hand tension. Like go all the way down. Like put so little pressure on the gun with your firing hands, you're convinced it can't possibly be the correct way to do it. Like just dead fish that thing, right? Add some more, add some more, add some more. See how the gun behaves optimally for you. So firing hand tension. What else could I think about to help with this issue?
Leverage.
What's support hand have to do with it?
Yeah, you interact with the force. Yeah, just grip.
Yeah, right? Locking the gun down a little bit can help cover up some issues, right? So if the gun's still moving a little bit, having that support hand can make life a lot easier. It's a very simple concept, guys. If I was to take my gun and put it, in a bench vise, lock it down, and then I stuck a screwdriver through the trigger guard and started whacking on that thing with a hammer, that would be very sloppy trigger control, yes? But the gun would put all the bullets in the same hole because the vise isn't allowing the gun to move, right? Am I ever going to replicate a bench vise with my support hand? I am not. Am I going to try as hard as I can? Yes, right? So if there's one concept that's like close to universally agreed upon on grip, it's you got to be crushing the gun with the support hand. Got to. This is a couple things that are important here. Number one, pressure, right? A lot of pressure with the support hand, probably more than you are right now, almost certainly. Additionally, we think about contact and friction, right? So obviously, I want to be actually gripping the gun with the support hand. This shows up in some interesting ways. Saw a couple people already. If I'm gripping the gun